Welcome to Yury Experience, and today I want to talk to you about agreeing with the opinion of the group. Each and every one of us belongs to different groups, and it doesn't matter whether we actually want to do it or not. Some groups are based on our appearance, whether we are tall or a small person, on our ethnic group, maybe on our heritage. Other groups are more assigned to us. Other people see us and maybe find out about our experience or maybe find out about our past and then assign some groups to us. And obviously there are also groups to which you personally assign yourself. I am a proud blank. I am belonging to the group of blank because you belong to some groups or share some ideas with these groups. But, and that will be pretty much the topic of today's video, only because you belong to one specific group, it doesn't mean that you have to agree with the opinion of the group, with the idea that this group shares. Obviously, sometimes it makes more sense, sometimes it makes less sense, depending on what group we are talking about, but overall, as a rule of thumb, you don't have to agree with all the ideas of the group that you belong to. Let us talk about it. But first I have to tell you that this is Yury Experience, and here I share my various experiences about different topics. I do 2 videos per week, Mondays and Thursdays. If you will enjoy this video, please drop a like. You can also subscribe to the channel. Let us start. All the groups that exist in the world have some ideas behind them. Sometimes these are answers for different ethical questions. Sometimes it is some cultural heritage. Sometimes they are answers on some philosophical problems. Sometimes it is a specific view on a problem. But depending on the idea, it's not like each and every person from the group was asked, do you actually share this idea prior to coming into the group? Especially if the group was assigned to people. For example, I was born white, so I am white. It doesn't mean that I share all ideas that white people share. There are actually no common ideas for white people all over the world. On some occasions we have majority of people support the idea. On different occasions we have the leaders of the group support the idea. On third occasions we have influential people who we find interesting as a group supported some specific idea. And now this whole group is associated with this or another or many or list of ideas. And especially by the groups where you don't really have a choice but to participate. Appearance, maybe sexuality, maybe, I don't know, some heritage, some specific experience. When you don't have a choice whether you participate in the group, it does make sense that you may disagree with some opinions of the group, which can lead to you leaving the group, at least as long as it is possible, or at least start a new line of idea inside of the group. That happened a lot in religion. In religion there was main religion and people were like, oh, I don't agree with this idea of this whole religion. I will create my own line of religion. And that's basically how a hell lot of religions were created, because a lot of them are actually one religion, and we will make one step left, and another religion we will make one step right, because we don't agree with this specific idea, which is somewhere a truth of this religion. Basically, even if there is a group, even if you are a part of the group, you don't have to share all of the ideas of the group, especially if you personally disagree with them, and especially if you have this debate in your head. Shall I be on this side or on a different side? I will give you a couple of examples of groups where, in my personal opinion, and also in my experience, people understand that although they belong to the group, they don't support all of the ideas of the group. And I will start with LGBTQ plus community and the idea of homophobia and genderophobia. I hope that's the right term. But the point is, depending on who you will ask, the definition of homophobia and genderophobia will be different, although these two ideas are really close to the group. The whole existence of these terms is based on the existence of the group. I will go even further. Depending on who you will ask, the people will have different answers for who does belong in LGBTQ plus community and who doesn't belong in LGBTQ plus community. There were times where people who are friends of the group, who were like, we support you of the group, who they belonged to the group, they were a part of. But if you ask other people, no, they don't. They are not like lesbian, gay and whatnot. That is why they are only friends of the group, but they are not in the group. Coming back to this phobia topic, there are people from LGBTQ plus community who do not really support genderophobia, how it is presented right now, and sometimes they don't agree with homophobia, how it is presented right now. And they try to divide between we are supporters of LGBTQ or we are part of LGBTQ, and there's also a radical part, a radical ideology inside of this group, and we will want to separate these two. Like we are moderate and we are radical, which actually is also a line throughout this video a little bit. Radical ideas versus normal ideas. The second example, feminism, and here again we have separation between radical ideas and normal ideas. Radical feminism sometimes claims stuff like kill all men are bad, like hate all men. Obviously, if you are a part of the feminist movement, then people will say, yes, you obviously also follow this idea. You are also following the idea, we shall hate men, we shall kill men. So, like, not in literal meaning, at least in most of occasions. But the point is, if you are a part of the group, people will try to push these ideas onto you. And it doesn't matter whether we are talking about the people from inside the group or outside of the group. Sometimes you have outside pressure of, yes, you are in the group, then you probably also think like blank. But obviously, and it has to be mentioned, not all people who have feminist ideas, who belong to feminist group, think similarly, same. And obviously not all of them hate men, hate patriarchy, and not all of them define patriarchy in the same way. And not hating men and hating patriarchy is not the same, but like I put it in the same category because on a lot of occasions feminists people blame patriarchy for like pretty much half of the world bad stuff. And sometimes they are right, sometimes they are not right. The point is, there are parts of the group who hate pretty much the half of humanity, but it makes pretty much zero to none sense, because like, what do you want to do? Like, human beings cannot procreate without both sexes, at least right now, maybe in the future. And overall, this whole idea of hate all men or hate all women is just strange, if you ask me personally. That is why I do believe, and based on my experience and knowledge, it is like that. There are radical ideas inside of feminism, and there are like normal ideas, like let us fight for women's rights activists in different countries. Sometimes it makes, again, less sense to fight for these rights in some specific country, sometimes it makes more sense. But it also, like, it has a lot of depth, so I will not go in there right now. The last example, and I will try to keep it short, and I will be talking about Jews and Muslims and their opinions about Israeli-Palestinian conflict. And if you know anything about this conflict, then you also probably think, or maybe you saw different opinions of people like Jews always support Israel and Muslims always support Palestinians. As I mentioned in a video about politics many videos ago about what I don't like about politics, I mentioned that a lot of people who are Muslim just started to share, yes, support Palestine, support help and whatnot, because they are also belonging to the same religious group. Same stuff was with Jews. I'm not talking that Jews didn't do like it similarly. Like, Jews also support Israel without thinking all of us are Jews, so we have to support each other. And it's not my point to tell you, no, you shall not support. If you want to, you can do it. But It shall be your own opinion, not the pressure of the group, not I belong to the group, so I have to support it. I have to support each opinion of the group. I have to support each action of the group. No. You belong to the group, so you maybe have more experience about the topic, so you can maybe create guidance for other people. Maybe you can more easily find proper information and filter proper information about the problem. But you don't have to support your group in this conflict, in this problem. And it doesn't matter whether we are talking about Israel-Palestinian conflict or any other conflict in the world. Only because you belong to the group, it doesn't matter that you shall support your group in each and every instance, especially blindly, especially when we are talking about the groups not of your choice, but which were assigned to you by heritage, by being born in a specific place, or by being raised in a specific family. There is a group, and there's individual in the group. Be an individual as a part of a group, not be group follower. I hope you understand what I mean. That's pretty much it. What I want to tell in the end is the video's target is to make you think for yourself. It's not about disagreeing with the group. No. It is about thinking for yourself, creating your own opinion, thinking about what will be best, maybe for the group, maybe for people outside of the group, maybe for the world, or maybe even just for yourself. Think prior to accepting blindly opinions of your group, because only because they belong to the same group, it doesn't make them good people. It doesn't make them being helpful to you personally. Only because they belong to the same group, they don't necessarily try to help you. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, be thoughtful, be thinking person. Keep in mind of it. And except for that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please drop a like if it happened. Please follow the channel if you want to. And I see you on Monday. Have a great weekend.